Wanted to see me, sir? We have received intel that there are several large Missouri-standing carousels that are amassing on the Tanzanian border, and we believe that they're planning to launch an offensive into Tanzania. Now your mission is to infiltrate one of these carousels and figure out when and where they plan on hitting us. Understood. I'll get it taken care of. You ready to go, Mike? Ready to go, sir. Alright, guys, let's roll out. Oh, come on. Not now. HQ, this is Mike Shearer, over.
Over HQ, over.
My cover's been blown. I repeat, I am compromised, over.
Cover that, Mike Sierra. Are you able to hold your position? Over.
That's a negative. I will not be able to hold them off, as I am running dangerously low on ammunition, over.
Cover that, Mike. Just hang tight.
Any possibility of extraction, over?
We're still waiting to hear from the other contractors in the field. Over.
Well, have you heard from any of the contractors, over?
No, we've only heard from you.
With all due respect, why are you waiting for the response for all the other contractors when you're hearing from me and you still can't give me the extraction, over?
Sorry, Mike. Until we've heard from all of the other contractors, you're just gonna have to hang tight.
Screw that. I'm in need of immediate extraction, over.
And I hear you, Mike. We're just gonna have to hang tight until we hear from all the other contractors.
Roger that. Fuckers. Well, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna take as many of these motherfuckers as I can.
女士们、先生们，欢迎回到官方管理成功 YouTube 频道。
And today we're going to be going over Chicom, and we will be going over the features and functions as well as some of the history behind the Type 56 chest rig. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So starting off with the features and functions as well as how to properly wear your Type 56 rig. So starting off with how you actually wear your Type 56 rig, it's fairly straightforward. What you do is you take these two straps, you place it over your head, and the placard facing the front, obviously because it's not going to be on the rear, but feel like I have to say that because some people got 2 brain cells fighting for 3rd place, but I digress. And then you come to the rear, where you will find 2 pieces of string. You will tie that around your torso, nice and tight, so it's not going anywhere. It doesn't use any fancy buckle systems or anything like that. There actually really isn't any metal on this rig at all, because at the time the Chinese did not really have a strong industrial base to actually manufacture their rigs. So again, they needed to keep it nice and simple. Hence the construction. So the whole construction is canvas, and as well as these bamboo toggles which hold your magazine covers in place to keep your magazines nice and secure in the rig. Speaking of the magazines, let's go ahead and talk about the pouches. So we have 3 pouches on the rig that hold AK style magazines. Now they do work with a litany of other magazines, but they do work best with AK magazines since it was designed for the Type 56, which is a Chinese copy of the AK. So those are the mag pouches. Nothing too crazy to say about them. Moving on to the sides of the mag pouches, you have 2 general purpose pouches on each side, which gives you a total of 4 DP pouches, which each fit 2 grinds cans per pouch, which is total 8 grinds cans, which gives me a lot of caffeine. I love my caffeine. You all know me, big caffeine guy over here. So that's what these pouches are for. They could also be used to hold like bandages, and other boring stuff like that. But these are the DP pouches. Again, nothing too crazy going on here. This whole rig is very, very bare bones and basic, which is great if you need to equip an army of great proportion, which is the PLA, or People's Liberation Army. Long ass, complicated name for no reason, but that is communism. Make everything complicated and inferior. They do make good chest rigs though, and weapons, but that's about it. That's all the good they did. It was the AK and the Type 56 rig. Other than that, communism sucks.
Alternative to communism.
So with that being said, those are the features and the functions of the Type 56 rig. Now, it is time for your guys' history lesson. But before we can get into the history of the Type 56 rig, are you subscribed to the official Managing Sucksezz YouTube channel? Because if you are not, then the PLA is going to confine you, and they're going to take away all your social credit. But if you are, then you don't have to worry about that. But again, if you aren't, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's right there, and it is begging you to hit it. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this video while you're hiding from the CCP.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋。
Alright, so with that little public service announcement out of the way, time to get into the history of the Type 56 rig. I don't know what the fuck that was, but pretty funny. So, Type 56 rig was introduced to the PLA in, well, 1956.
Well, no shit.
To replace the Type 53 rig, which was being used by the PLA at the time, with their Type 53 rifle, which is a copy of the Soviet SKS. So again, while the PLA was replacing the Type 53 with the Type 56, they're also replacing the Type 53 rig with the Type 56 rig. Are you lost yet? Because shit's about to get really complicated really quick. From there, the PLA would use it throughout the Cold War. The Type 56 rig would be used in a lot of conflicts throughout the world. And naming them all would be, we'll turn this video into a 10-hour long video of just the list of wars to be used in. So we're just gonna kind of hit the big ones. So first off, Vietnam.
Good morning, Vietnam!
the NVA as well as the Viet Cong use these rigs quite extensively. They also use the Type 53 rigs for the guys that are using SKS, but these saw quite a bit of service in the Vietnam War, also by a lot of the Mac saw guys too, because they captured them and using them alongside of their standard issue kit as well, because those guys did some insane shit. And sometimes they'd also use AKs, cut down RPGs, and a bunch of other cool shit. But this is not a history beyond the Vietnam War. This is supposed to be a brief history of the Type 6 rig, but trust me, it is anything but, because we're not even anywhere close to being done with this video. It could also be used in the Rhodesian Bush War by the Zipra and Zipru. I'm pretty sure I butchered those names, but those are the communist forces that were fighting the Rhodesian security forces in Rhodesia at the time. And also the Rhodesian SAS, as well as Solo Scouts, and a lot of those guys, well, would use captured Type 6 rigs alongside captured AKs, Type 6, which is basically the AK like I already said, as well as a litany of other Soviet and Chinese weapons that were supplied to the communist guerrilla groups that were fighting there at the time. Are you still with me? Because we're still going. And going to back to Asia, but Middle East. It would also be used by the Mujahideen. It would also be used by the Mujahideen in the Soviet-Afghan War. And again, the Soviets would commandeer Type 6 rigs from their deceased combatants and would use them as opposed to their standard issue equipment, because from the research I've done, it wasn't very well liked by the Soviets. It was just really complicated and just kind of a mess. So they would use the Type 6 for its simplicity. If you haven't clicked away yet, thank you for sticking out. Holy fuck. If you haven't clicked away yet, thank you for sticking it out with me, because this is one of the most bonkers ass history lessons I've ever done on this channel, because of how widely used the Type 56 is. Yeah, and then after the Soviet-Afghanistan War, the Northern Alliance would split into multiple factions, one of those being the Taliban, which would obviously use the Type 6 rig throughout the American invasion of Afghanistan and then 20-long-year occupation. And is probably still being used to this day in that area of the world, if I'm being honest. It has also been used by militias all across Africa, Asia, and the Middle East, which is part of Asia, but still. Latin America. Yeah, it's been everywhere. It's been used everywhere. So with that being said, this concludes your very, very long-winded history lesson. And as always, you guys pass and get that A+. On to my final thoughts. So, what are my final thoughts of the Type 6 rig? I think it is a very, very nice and effective piece of kit. Kind of goes without saying, considering the laundry list of conflicts that it was used in. But I do think it is a very, very simple but effective piece of kit, which is why it's so popular among collectors, as well as third world militias. Now again, the 3 mag capacity is kind of low by modern standards, but still isn't terrible, especially if this is like your first piece of kit you're looking to get. Didn't mean for that to rhyme so well, but it did, so that's pretty cool. But if this is your first piece of kit that you've actually gotten, this wouldn't be a really bad rig to get. I mean, again, there's other options out there as well, like Alice, any old USGI military surplus would be great. And obviously, Type 6 is among that list as well. Like top 5 best pieces of military surplus to get for your collection, this would probably rank around number 3 because of how cheap they are and how readily available they are. I literally got this on Amazon for like $30, which is pretty cool. But other websites like Main Store, well, Main Stores don't sell them anymore. Rashigi Supply Company has them. APA, Americana Pipe Dream Apparel, has them as well, and then a bunch of other websites have them as well. So yes, they're as common as dirt, and you can find them pretty much anywhere, which is, again, a really, really big plus. Now, some of the things I don't really like about the rig would have to be these magazine toggles. They are pretty complicated to use. Like, if you're trying to do a speed and reload, I'm sorry, but that's just not going to happen. These require a little bit more dexterity than something like Velcro, or like a metal buckle, or like the plastic clips on the Alice pouches. These you have to twist and kind of finagle the little toggle through the hole, which can be kind of annoying, especially if you're trying to do like a speed reload. Like I said, good luck with that shit, buddy. It's not gonna happen.
But that's simply not possible.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
And the other thing that I really don't like about this rig would have to be the two strings that you use to tie it. Now, again, as simple as it is, as opposed to something with like a key ring on my like on my Faraday and Sons reproduction rig. The problem with this is if you tie it too tight, you're low-key cooked, brother. You're not getting that thing off. So that is, again, kind of a major downside to the rig. But overall, I think this rig is very, very effective, especially for the price that you can find them at, as well as how readily available they are and how simple they are to use. But that is going to do it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed that very long history lesson that I gave. Probably the longest one I've ever given on this channel. So again, hope you all enjoyed that. With that being said, I will see you all in the next one, and I hope you all have a safe 4th of July and don't blow off any fingers. So with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe to ensure your success in life, because if you're not successful, you just suck. Sucking is bad, and I don't want you guys to suck. Alright, have a good one. Peace. Get you to make sure over.
Go for HQ.
I'll
Over.
put spin one minute over. What is the ETA on the extraction? Over.
I need a team to take you up at 30 mics. Over.
Roger that. Have you heard from your other contractors?
Negative. All contractors are still reported as MIA.
Roger that. Make sure out. There's no way they would have known about this beforehand unless someone within the company tipped them off. Must have been Johnson.